Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Hi.
Hi everyone.
Okay, sound is good. Okay, I think there's sound now. Hi, guys. I didn't know uh, if I wanted to do this video, but I need to do a video because I think it'll help me. I think it'll help me. So I'll just wait for a few more of you guys to come in and just do the announcement and, get some things off my chest. But thank you guys for being here this evening. Please subscribe and like the video. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. It's just, there's a lot happening. There's a lot happening, but, Source is gracious. Source is gracious. God is good. Yeshua Jesus is the great healer that supports us. And no, don't cry, don't cry. You guys make me happy. That's why I'm here. And I just, you guys make me happy. That's why I'm here. I am going to try to do this message without crying, right? But it's still fresh. So I might shed a tear or two, but these are happy tears. It's still sorrowful, but you know, everything's a process, right? It's a process. Thank you so much. Because I think there's a lesson in everything, and I think that there's a massive shift that's about to take place. And um, okay, okay, all right. Sorry, guys. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I think I'll bring this up that way. It'll be a little bit more. Goodness, I just boy. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, oh, thank you, dear Diana. Thank you so much. Trying to share something. I don't know if you guys can see it, if it's sharing up right. Okay, I think it is. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, congratulations on the 8K subscribers. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. It's been many years. It's been about 4 years. So thank you so much. Thank you. So, I don't know why I just titled this picture Daddy Strong because I have like a lot of different pictures, but I will just say to you guys, my father did transition um, around 4:57 a.m. this morning, and And he was not an ordinary person, not an ordinary soul. Um, I like this picture. I titled it Daddy Strong because this is how I remember him. You know, he was very strong, a man of like substance, structure, consistency. So he was a father of 10. There's 10 of us. And he took care of every single last one of us. This man was so structured, so giving, so put together. They simply just do not make men like this anymore. Always had a plan, always had a get out of jail card, always knew what to do. Um, he served in the army. He is a vet as well. Um, he's pretty amazing. Yeah. There's like no words really. Um, yeah, there's no words. Um, there's there's just not a lot of words. There's not a lot of words, but I just want to like just show a few pictures really quickly. I have words. I will have words in a moment, but you know, I just yeah. Yeah. This is him. Am I showing the other picture? Let's see here. Oh yeah, that's when he's young. Very handsome. Very, very, very handsome. He always had a really good style about himself. Like, he gave this really cool story he told me about when he was in the army. He was stationed in Germany, and he said everyone would go out drinking, you know, like on the weekends, and he became a lone shark. That's what he said. He was laughing about it. He would, you know, he would loan the guys. They would spend all their money on drinking and like women, and then they would have no money to get through the week, right? And so he would end up loaning them money with interest, right? And so he just became so good at it. He was like, people would just pay their loan back and then take it back out immediately. So it was like one of his first businesses he started, right? You know, right in the army. So like he always had a plan. He was always forward thinking. Um, yeah, so I think that's a very beautiful story. Yes, he's definitely a class act. Um, he was my dad was just brilliant. Like that was one of his first things that he did, and then he would. I remember growing up, he would buy houses like and rent them out to people, and like I just remember like you know, my mom and him would load all of us up in the station wagon. Remember the station wagons, guys? And we'd just be like sitting in the back, eating a little snack or whatever they were. They would go and fix houses on the weekend and, you know, rent them out and to tenants and all of that. It was just, he always had a plan. He always, there's no such thing as not making a way. Like he always just had a plan and knew how to execute the plan, knew how to execute the plan beautifully. I will say so. Um, yeah. Hmm. Yeah. There's there's so much, guys. I'm gonna try to I want to find another picture for you guys. I can see if I can find one. I, like when you need these pictures, you just don't know where they are. Um, you just don't know. Um, oh, 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 we can't play that. Sorry, guys. I hope you didn't hear that song. That's not YouTube friendly. But yeah, he's, I don't know. Yeah. Let me see if I can find something else here for you guys. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Bear with me. And my mom, she passed away in 2017. And I know it's been hard for him. And the past, like, because I was his caretaker. Um, I know it's been hard for him. He was saying, I'm gonna go be with Lois, my mom's name. I'm gonna go and be with your mom. I'm gonna go be with Lois, And I'm like, Daddy, what did you say? He was like, I didn't say anything. So he was this has been happening over the past month. So I knew he was like getting ready. I knew it was like soon. I got a date in March. I knew it was coming soon, but today was a portal date, 222, and so doing portal dates is a time where you can transition because the energies are, malleable during this time. And he had a defibrillator, right? Because he's had this for a very long time, almost 40 years, a heart condition. So if your heart gets out of rhythm or it stops, it'll shock you, and then you'll, the heart will start beating again. But this time it shocked him, and he didn't respond. He just left. He just left, in his sleep. He didn't know. He just went, and I think it's just the timing. It was just the time. Yeah. Whew. I'm getting major frequencies. I want to see if I can clip this for you guys. This is a cute one here. I, hopefully I can show that to you guys. I'll get back to the chat in a moment. See, it like uplifts my spirits. Like this uplifts my spirits actually. Like majorly. So thank you so much, everyone. That's my daddy. That's my daddy. Let's see. All right, let's see this one. Thank you, everyone, for your well wishes. I appreciate it. You guys really do make me feel really good. This is a picture like before I was born, but these are some of my siblings. That's my dad, that's my mom, and holding my brother, which is like next, a few years older than me, and my brother Sylvester's in the middle. My sister Jamela is being held by my dad. My sister Tammy and Aisha. It's just so beautiful. Yeah, I, I, I thought I had more words. I thought I would have more words. I do. We're gonna get there because I think there's something very important. Um, you know, coming. I do. Yeah. Mm. Sorry, guys. There's just not a lot of words, but just letting you guys look at the pictures. There will be words, but just taking it easy. Taking it easy. Yeah. So, yeah, I truly don't know what to say, but I know that you guys fill me with so much love and strength, and yeah, I'm here. Here. Yeah. Hmm. It's my mom with her blonde afro. And yes, her hair is blonde. She has it out. Well, she says she used to tease it to get an afro. You can put the rollers in it at night and then just like, tease it. And, one thing that really stood out, right? My parents, they had a beautiful love story. Like, my mom would fuss at my dad. Like, he was not a man of very many words, but my mom, she's a big personality, right? But that is how they did it. Like, that is what tickled their fancy, that's how they did it. And my dad, he took care of my mother when she passed away from cancer until the day that she left. He was right by her side, never once left. And it's so funny when, you have men that are not very, they're not very vocal, but when you look back at these actions that they used to do without even asking for acknowledgement, they would just do it because that is what they did. Yeah. Thank you guys. You guys fill me up with so much love. And I went downstairs and I was like fixing this thing on like the chair that my dad sits in, and I literally heard him say, "Now it's time for you to find your happiness because I've found mine." It was so beautiful. Very beautiful. So, one thing I would like to say is I want to kind of approach this from a larger scale, right? You know, as a daughter, of course, I'm heartbroken. But as a mother of the ages, I understand that we're preparing for something bigger. And my happiness is this work. That's my happiness. And I open whatever, extra happiness that source has. I will definitely take that, but this makes me happy. Helping humanity. So you you know, at the time of passing, I started doing some energy work just to make sure that he, you know, got to where he needed to be, and just checking for anything holding him here or keeping him from not expanding his light. So I started to do some work and some light language and everything. And it was honestly, he was, there's just, little pockets of denseness here and there, but he was free. I think he had been like preparing for this. Like, and then all of a sudden I saw an image of him becoming one with like the trees, becoming one with it feels like his, and I was able to see his soul, and I realized that he's a very ancient soul. He played a particular role in this lifetime, and we're big energies, and then we hop into these to the fragments, to into the fragmentation, to play a specific role, to be stationed here on the earth school. I realized then he was part of all things, part of nature. It feels like his soul is a nature spirit. And I have something to cross reference that a few years ago I had um, I had a prophetic dream just about like our bloodline, like on my father's side, and I saw them all connected very strongly, like roots, like trees. And I saw that once more, but it felt even more massive, like he was nature, like he was trees specifically, like roots. That's what it felt like he was part of the roots, you know. And then I started to understand, I think, what is happening, because I truly believe that the message that we got, see guys, everything is everything. This too, remember, my life is supernatural. Your life is supernatural. Nothing happens by happenstance. Nothing. He chose to leave. He chose to ignore the shock to the heart. He just left in his sleep peacefully. And I think it's because of what we channeled the other day, of what, Source gave me the message that God and the shadow will face off come July. There will be a war. There is a war coming. It's a spiritual war. You cannot see it with your eye. You can feel it with your heart. And in fact, how you take part in this great war, there is a great divide coming. The Epstein files were to prime the energy field. The war of the shadows, where God and the shadow faces off. It's good versus evil. It's what it is. It's the divinity within you and the shadow within you. And the shadow being the things that are hidden. We're going to have a mass wave of awakenings happening. People will meet their shadow for the first time, and this is good. First thing that happens when you see the truth about yourself is that you want to deflect. Then there's a process of you accepting it. Humanity will experience this. And it's when humanity accepts their shadow. This is when the transmutation for the past eons that we have been working on to transmute the energies of slavery, of these entities attached to humanity. Guys, I truly believe that is going away. Because it's good versus evil, shadow versus the divinity within you. So it's inside and outside, as above, so below, as within, so without. I truly believe that if we win this war of shadows, if we win, when we win, not only will you see yourself, but then when you see yourself for who you truly are, and then you take that next step of inspired action to change, that cleans up all of the files. This is DNA. This is what this whole thing is about. It's about DNA. That's why the EP files, it's about DNA. We're cleaning up code right now. And it all happens within you on a DNA level. And some of our DNA, like my father, who is part of literal the roots of all the trees that provide life force and oxygen to the earth, that DNA is returning to its post for the war of the shadows. There will be a great severing. There will be the great divide. There will be a divine judgment. And remember, the judgment is your conscious. If you're heavier, you're not as light as that feather, that means you have something on your conscious to release. That's what that means. Ma'at is not a physical person. It is a universal law of law and order, of pristine correction. There is a lot happening right now. And this is what we must prepare for. It is a spiritual battle. There will be things that come out. I'm saying within yourself. Just like the Epstein files came out. There will be things that come out that start to purge out of us. The war is happening on a DNA level, on a cellular level, inside of yourself. But remember, as inside, so outside as well. So I want you to understand what this is about. It's about the refinement of the 12-strand DNA. It's about your God code being refined and turning back into the oneness spirit. But we will see this externally too. We will see nations go to war with nations. We may see even nations that are friends and have treaties together have strife. We will see the war. But The only reason why we're seeing that is because what is happening within yourself, what is happening within your cosmic DNA, your celestial DNA, what is happening within the galactic sphere, the cosmic sphere, the ancestral realm. Everyone is on their post, is what I'm saying. He had to get in position. I have to be in position. I have to be here. This is my post. Where is your post? It's time to get to your post. There is I'm hearing a divine spiritual war coming, and we got to be ready. And on a micro level, I'm not confused on what this is. See, I've been working on removing entities for so long. What they hope is that they can get you alone. The powerful ones, the ones with the spiritual gifts. You guys just saw that in one of the sessions. If they clear people out of your life, if they get you alone. See, Father Source has a isolation period which protects you and provides you with sustenance. They have an isolation period where they want to get you alone, and to get you alone so they can beat you up with those negative thought forms. One thing I will not do during this time is to be so lowered in frequency that I leave my post. Because when you are lowered in frequency, that means sick. That means, depressed. That means, a drunkard. Then this is how you get demonic possession when you're lowered in frequency. I'm not slow with this. I'm not new to this. I understand that I have to stay on my post. Because this is part of the war. We are in a spiritual war. And if Source didn't tell me that, this is how they trick people to lower their frequency, to attach to them. So we stay on our post, we get on our post, we expand, we stay in our lane. I don't try to walk over to someone else's lane. I stay doing exactly what I'm doing. I don't care about the naysayers. There's people who come on this channel. They don't believe the session. They don't believe it because it seems so supernatural. But your imagination is what's real. And what you think is real is only your imagination. Message. And so what I'm doing right now in this moment is the lower frequency, right, that we naturally will feel. And there will be more times. And I will allow myself to cry as much and to heal and to do as much as that. But what I will not do is abandon my post. Not for anything, because this is a divine mission. This is a divine lifetime. And, my father really made me see that. Oh, everyone's getting in position. The war of the shadows, or literally God versus the shadow, is here. But Source is saying we got to be on our post. I feel very strong in my spirit that if the divine wins, if the light wins, because God is an action word, you have to take inspired action to experience the goodness. Faith without works is dead. If we win this war, what I truly believe, it will be the end of the archons and their soul trap recycle situation we've been going through. It will be the end of the demiurge. It will be the end of Baal, Moloch, Yaldabaoth, all of these energies that defiled our earth. They defiled our earth and they made themselves gods. And they implanted themselves in our DNA. This is a war on a cellular level. This is a war on a DNA level. The war starts and ends with you. So you better stay posted up. My dad was a soldier, literally, both physically and also He was a strong man. He was an absolute soldier to the very end. He had a no nonsense, policy. No nonsense. But at the same time, he would go and get his shotgun if you needed him. Like he was, ain't that right, Daddy? He was about that life. He was about that life. I mean, he was a soldier in every sense of the word. And we have to be soldiers too. And so there will be things, and there's things happening right now. Matters of the heart, financial things, mental things. This is all a trick to get you away from your post. Some people's post is not where you are currently. It's where you're going. Some people have to physically leave this earth to get on their post. But I am saying right now, I will not allow the enemy to trick me out of my spot, to defile this moment, to defile me, to defile the DNA. And how they defile it is when you get lowered and then they enter. Not anymore. That's the trick of yesteryear. We know how the game goes. If humanity can get this, then we can win the war of the shadows. And I think that's the message that I felt really called to give this evening. Simbora tingara sambuana yishuana kirambire sina yamburo sungara mambuana yandire simbuashina amburo sunka andere singana de sinane de rita mira suone hina ambura singara simboro sambuana shuma sani himura singara mira shumbara tingara mi mura singara sombata. There's something about the nose that's popping up that we need to know about. I don't know what it is, but remember last year, it was something about the ear, nose, and throat. I don't know if that's the new pandemic or the new, COVID. I don't know, but there's something very important about the nose. Okay, you remember in ancient Egyptian where they took all the noses off of the statues? And we just thought because they wanted to hide the more Negro features, right? But there's something deeper to that. That's popping up in an automatic drawing. Remember I said Charlie's nose was also missing. Guys, none of this stuff is separate. Everything is everything. It's not separate because you are oneness. We're all interconnected. There is something about the nose. I don't know what it is yet, but we need to stay guarded. We need to stay alert, perched in consciousness. And I'm hearing the light and the dark will wear many faces. We used to think light only looks like, if you're a Christian, if you go to church every Sunday, if you do charity, if you don't speak back, if you don't. No. The light will wear many faces and the dark will wear many masks, is what I'm hearing. And when we expand that, we see it now. We see it with everything happening, everything being revealed. The dark wears many masks. The light will wear many faces. So we can't judge by the faces. We always have to judge with the heart. And so what this is telling me is you're going to need a lot of discernment in this season for the war shadows. You think the shadow's going to come like a shadow? Do you think that the Satan vibration is coming as, no, it's coming as light. It's going to wear a mask. It's going to have a mask on. And if you don't have the heart posture, if you don't have your heart lamp turned on, you will be fooled and you will get consumed in what is coming. This is not to scare you guys or anything. This is just like it's serious. It's getting serious in the spirit realm. It's time. All of this time we've been waiting. Now it's finally time. And I truly believe, I'm going to just say this, I truly believe that if we win this war, this battle, and I don't know how many years this will last for, but when we win, it's the end of the reincarnation soul trap. It's the end of the archons. It is the end of having these entity attachments. I believe that because I think humanity's gonna raise our vibrations enough to be able to get rid of them, to weaken them. But we have to stay on our post. We cannot get tricked now. You can't even, I'm telling you, you can't even step away for a moment in vibration. Because it is all hands on deck right now. It's all hands on deck. Yeah. That's the message I wanted to give you guys. And yeah, my strength really is when I'm working. It truly is. It truly is. This is one of recent pictures of my dad. He's a Moor. Yeah. I mean, he is who he says that he is. This is what I can say. He is who he says that he is. He's that. He's that. Yeah. Where do I get my alignment from? From my dad. I get it from my daddy. I get it from my dad. Do you know this man, I don't care. If he has something to say, he wakes the whole house up. 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 1 in the morning, 12. Doesn't matter. Like my dad would lecture to us. We would get taught in school, but at night then my dad would sit us down and give us an education. And the real story. Like how do I know a lot of this stuff from my dad? He has like like I used to read his encyclopedias, or like he had the real stuff before they started tainting it. Like he was always very scholarly. Like he always had this thirst for knowledge, always was reading, always was watching documentaries. Even before there was YouTube, he was watching, the DVDs. He was watching a lot of the conscious teachers. I would sit down and watch those as a kid. I grew up in a conscious household. You know, my mom, she wasn't really that conscious, but my dad was. And I really resonated with it from a child. You know, I had a balance of my mom being, a churchgoer and my dad being, you know, kind of conscious. So it was definitely a balance. And this man was brilliant. Like his nickname is called the Brain. Like that's his nickname. That's what we call him. Because he is a brain. I mean, I don't know how he does it, but this man can put something together. You'll be thinking you'll try to make some numbers, math, and you can't make it math. He knows how to make it math. He doesn't put any limitations on. It doesn't matter. You want to just do it. But he's also very structured in that way. Very, very masculine man. Yeah, I don't know, but we would watch them. He was just tuned in, and he would, one thing about my dad too is like he wanted change. You know, my dad grew up in the era of, with Jim Crow and like all of these things, and you know, he's watched this nation in a lot of different changes. Like he's been here a while. He's seen a lot of changes, and he always wanted to be at the forefront of the change, and like he always had a way of finding out what was happening, what was going on, and keeping himself, within the know. And that's when conscious just meant like, hey, I have knowledge. Right now they say this is an Illuminati, right? But that's when it just meant, I have conscious. And he was he's very resourceful. I mean, super, super resourceful. And this I'm gonna show you guys this one because this is cute too. So of course he had that side, but he also liked to put his boots on the ground, girl. He also liked to put his boots on the ground, you know, um, being from the South, and this next photo is he was, much slimmer here because he's getting, of course, older, and and a little bit, just not eating as much. But that's him as a cowboy. Cowboy daddy. Yeah. Yeah. He's just amazing. Yeah. Wow. Thank you guys. So I opened up to a random page in the Great Expansion of Cosmic Bible, and I opened to page 39, and I want to read this really quickly. And it's Father God says, because this, okay, so let me explain to you. This is a channel book where I channel 5 aspects of Source, right? And so I'm meeting my cosmic family, right? And they all show up in separate energies. And it's trippy because this channel was done under hypnosis, right? And I can feel the separate frequencies and energies and personalities. And then this is when, Father God speaks, and he says, "You are not here by happenstance, my dear. We have reared you up in our ways, and we are proud of that. The earth couldn't take you, nor could it sway you. We are proud of that. of our creation. Even when you went away towards the earth, you came back on your own, and for that we are very proud. Our creation has worked, our program has worked, and not the way of the wicked. You must choose. Every man must choose on their own. And you have chosen, and that is why you are chosen. So everything has a purpose. You're not here by happenstance. No, you are chosen because you chose to answer the call. Anyone can be chosen. We all get the call. Whoever answers is the chosen. Said even the world couldn't take you. It couldn't sway you. That they're proud of that because the code of the wicked one did not win. But every man must choose on their own. That is the war of the shadows that is coming up, where God and the shadow will face off. It truly is you also stepping into your highest calling and even answering the call. If you've been waiting to start that thing, if you've been waiting to speak up and speak out on issues, now is the time. Now is the time. I want to just confirm this message that I saw, earlier with my dad being like the roots. So I look over at page 38, and at the top it says, just like the trees, the roots are beneath the ground, yet all the roots are interconnected. The roots help each other, feed each other, and bring water to each other. All the roots communicate with one another. We are to be like the roots of the trees, intertwined together with no separation. If one needs food, the other brings it. If one needs water, the other provides it. If one seeks wisdom, the other receives wisdom. If one needs comfort, the other one comforts. Those who cannot rise to this frequency, those are the ones that the 5-night stampede will affect. It's the people who close their hearts and have always closed their hearts. They refuse to open their eyes, refuse to see the truth. Even when the truth has been shown to them, they reject it. They reject my love. They reject our love. It's talking about rejecting Source's love. So just a confirmation of what I saw my dad, like part of the roots. And the reason why that is because, like how it says here, is that the roots are intertwined. The roots will pass water from one tree to the next until the other tree gets the water and the sustenance that it needs. We have to be like that in this season. If your brother needs something, and your brother is a stranger, you have to understand that, not just the people you know. If you see a need, we are to fulfill that need. If you see someone, they don't have enough money to buy their groceries, we are to fulfill that need. If someone needs comfort, you are to comfort them. It doesn't matter if you know them or not. This is how we win the war of the shadows. And the ones who will get consumed, it feels like there's a lake of fire energy that I'm channeling, but it's a internal consumption, not something external. But we just have to be interconnected is the whole point. That's what the roots teach us. Interconnected. Interconnected. Because so on page 16 of The Great Expansion, I really love this quote because this is exactly how I heard it from Father God. It says, one day I'm going to swallow the earth and all of the universes, and it will be like it was in the beginning, one energy source. I don't know if we'll get that now, but there's definitely the War of the Shadow is definitely a prelude to that, I would say, for sure. There is something that I do want to find for you guys really quickly. Really quickly. Oh, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hmm. Oh boy, if I can find it. I really need to find this. Okay. I don't know why. I just like reading this through this is like bringing me great comfort. So this is on page 215. The Purified Ego is that chapter. And there's a poem and it goes, it's about Source. Mama calms the waters and she can also make them roar. Her face is in the endless ripples in the waves that separates itself from itself. She is the wise one that we commune with in the morning sun. She is completeness. She is the summation of it all. Her protection is the grace that we are all given freely. Her ways are loving corrections. Her face is in the mighty waters. If you quiet your mind and attune to her likeness, loving, flowing whispers, she is the great mother of divine strength and wisdom. She speaks, Mother God of the living waters. My dad believes in the Great Mother very much. And the Big Mama of the cosmos, right? Very much so. Yeah. Thank you guys for being here. There's something happening with these noses, guys. You guys stay posted up. There's something happening. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to figure this out because the source codes continue. I think it's something spiritual that means something. I think it's a cutting off of our connection with something, but it goes back to when they cut the noses off in the Sphinx in Egypt. Yep, something is happening with that. Well, it says that it was for political and religious reasons. So, could this be a political and religious war? The War of the Shadows could be a political and a religious war. I feel that very strongly. Thank you, Elderberry. Good Samaritan vibes, golden rule, provide the need. Love that, Miss Tahira. Hope you take time you need for healing. Sorry about your daddy. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, I am. This is part of my healing. You know, this is part of my healing. Um, but no, I definitely will. And, healing is in stages and, you know, it's in stages. But, you know, I knew that he would, it wasn't a surprise. Like, obviously, you can never be prepared, but, it's something that we knew that was going to happen, simply because, it was, his heart was already not, it was running about 10% because he's just had that defibrillator for like 40 years. And so, in the back of your mind, you start preparing, but of course, you can never truly be prepared. But it wasn't like, something sudden, we'll say that. So, which brings me comfort. And I know where he is. It brings me comfort. He's fine. That is my thing. I just wanted to make sure he gets to where he needs to go. That was my job here. And that is what I will do. And now, it's an interesting new chapter, but it will be a beautiful one. I can guarantee you that it will be a beautiful one. So thank you guys for being here and supporting me. I really truly appreciate that, and bringing me lots of strength. And I feel each and every one of you guys, and even if I don't get to all the comments, but I see you guys sending me well wishes and love. And I do apologize. I do have some emails to answer, but I just wanted to say that, this is the situation. So just bear with me and I will get to those. But I love you guys so very much. And I love we call him daddy. That's my daddy, right? I love my daddy so very much. Just a very stand up man, like very orderly, yeah. Thank you, Tracy. Oh, love you more. Thank you, Keely, Keisha, Vicky. Stay ready. Everyone, everyone. And the ones that I didn't see as well. Kelmy, thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And so it is as we walk together in divine love. Be well.